Rugby World Rankings after 3 rounds of the Rugby Championship 2025, folks. What has that Eden Park result done to the Rugby World Rankings? You can see from the whiteboard, the Boks are on the move, but how secure is the AB spot at number 1? Also, number 6, that's where the Wallabies are at the moment. That is a crucial spot ahead of the next World Cup. The top 6 sides, we've mentioned it many times, those are your top 6 seeds at the next World Cup. So being 6th is way better than being 7th. How secure are the Wallabies in that spot? Plus 3 sides have recently qualified for the World Cup. We'll go over them as well and the possible permutations for the upcoming round of games. You guys can let us know your thoughts on how fair or not you think the Rugby World Rankings are. That Eden Park clash, which saw the All Blacks get a 7-point win, did extend the All Blacks lead at number 1 in the world. Just over half a point gained from the Boks, but that half a point lost by the Boks means they drop below Ireland again into 3rd spot. It's been a little bit of up and downs there between Ireland, South Africa, and New Zealand in terms of their spots recently with the Rugby Championship kind of getting results flipped on its head from time to time. But how secure is number 1 in the world? Well, the answer is not very, because the 2 teams will go again this weekend in Wellington, and the Boks have a chance to retake number 1 in the world if they can get a victory over the ABs. Now, you got to wonder how important this is to the coaches. They've got a lot of things on their mind, but I don't think Rugby World Rankings is that important, and I think we've got a bit of evidence for that from both Razor and from Russie in recent weeks, because Razor, when the All Blacks went top a few weeks ago when the Boks lost at home to the Wallabies, which sent the All Blacks up, Razor didn't even know. He wasn't aware that the All Blacks would be going number 1. And then Russie recently, in his press conference after the Eden Park game and in naming the squad for the Wellington match, was under the impression the Boks hadn't dropped to 3rd because World Rugby's website takes forever to update the world rankings. So he was still looking at the old page. If he really was invested heavily in the world rankings, he would have known the projection that would show them dropping into 3rd. So I think that's pretty fair. The coaches in these top spots, they're aware of it, but I don't think it's that high priority for them. If you're in 6th, 7th, 8th, it's probably a bit higher priority because there is genuinely much more of a tangible thing rather than just the talking point of being number 1 in the world. Sometimes I think the fans take the rankings more seriously than the coaches, but that just is what it is. France and England are still there unchanged. And the Wallabies, as I said, with their win, they've taken likewise just over half a point from the Pumas with that late winner. But it's certainly far from secure because just like the Boks can take the spot off the All Blacks, the Pumas can still take the spot off the Wallabies if they are to get a win in the second test between these 2 sides this upcoming weekend. So 6th spot is far from secure for the Wallabies. Plenty to play for in those games. The Wallabies, if they win, can't quite pass England, but they can certainly close the gap. I mentioned there were 3 teams who had qualified for the World Cup. I have their 3 jerseys hanging there in the background. Uruguay played a 2-legged match up against the Chileans. They lost the second one, but it wasn't enough for the Chileans to pip the Uruguayans on points difference. So Uruguay have confirmed their spot despite the loss, 21-18. With a big first leg win, they are able to go through with their spot booked in 2027. So congratulations to them. It's not the end of the road for Chile yet, though. I know many a kind of neutrals favorite with the exciting rugby they play. Likewise, Tonga have booked their spot, and so have Canada with their confirmation in the semi-finals of the Pacific Nations Cup. Japan and Fiji got wins over Samoa and the USA at the weekend, which meant those 2 sides that lost are going to be the bottom 2 sides in their Pacific Nations Cup pools. Japan and Fiji obviously already qualified, but that means Canada and Tonga are confirmed. It's a big one for Canada, especially because they didn't make the last World Cup, if you remember. So big congratulations to those sides. Again, it's not the end of the road for Samoa or USA either. They will play each other for that kind of bottom spot in the Pacific Nations Cup. Whoever wins, through to the World Cup. So it's a big game, despite the fact they are the 2 bottom teams. And if you look at the world rankings, the USA have actually dropped off with that loss to Japan. Portugal has surpassed them in the world rankings and made it onto the old whiteboard. But yeah, whoever wins through to the World Cup between Samoa and the US, and whoever loses goes to play Chile. So there is still a road to the World Cup for both those sides. And whoever loses between Chile and whoever they play is not done yet either. There will be still the repechage. So the road to the World Cup still goes on for a number of these teams. But yeah, certainly number 1 spot not secure just yet for the ABs. Number 6 not quite secure for the Wallabies either. Japan are on the up, potentially threatening Wales in terms of that second seeding spot as well. And Fiji are certainly by no means out of the race for that 6th spot, but 85 to the teams in the kind of lower 80s. Yeah, Fiji and Scotland would, I guess, potentially be hoping that the Argentinians can get the job done to close the gap on that 6th spot. But you guys let us know your thoughts. How fair or not do you reckon the Rugby World Rankings are? How seriously do you take them? Or is it just trophies that you care about? You guys take care of yourselves. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.